Well, today I've got a mishmash of travel news for you. Welcome back to another episode of Travel News for Nomads. I scour the news for stories of interest to lifestyle travelers, snowbirds, and those who love the great outdoors, so you don't have to. Do you know the story that might be of interest? Please send it to me at robert.witham@gmail.com. And if you're interested in videos featuring scenery from some of the best places in the U.S., check out my other channel, Meanderings. And this link to that is in the description below. So today's news video includes a bunch of little stories from the news. Hope you enjoy these stories. Yet another heat dome is expected to bring scorching temperatures to much of the continental U.S. next week. Much of the lower 48 is expected to experience temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees above normal. For a lot of us, this has just become par for the course of summer, but apparently this is going to hit just about the whole lower 48. Temperatures are expected to begin climbing in the west over the weekend and to spread across the country beginning early in the week. Meanwhile, it snowed yesterday on Thursday in South Africa. So if you need a break from the heat, that might be an option. If you've got a bigger budget and you want a break from the heat, you can always book a six-figure cruise. Regent Seven Seas Cruises recently announced a 132-night world cruise for those who love to get away for an extended period and who have the cash to make it happen. The world cruise spans 34,500 nautical miles, visits 31 countries on 4 continents, and includes 66 ports of call. And if you wonder why you need a big budget, prices for this world cruise ranges from the bargain price of $73,499 per guest up to $199,999 per guest. In other words, the price of a 2-bedroom house in a lot of markets here in the U.S. But hey, it'd be a fun 4 months, right? Think this is ridiculous and nobody be interested? Well, the cruise sold out within 2.5 hours of tickets going on sale. And 4 people were struck by lightning at the Bright Angel Trailhead in Grand Canyon National Park earlier this week. This happened on July 20th during a mid-afternoon monsoonal thunderstorm. 2 people, a 30-year-old man and a 28-year-old woman, were found unresponsive at the scene by responding rescuers. The man regained consciousness without medical intervention, while rescuers found the woman without a pulse. She was, however, resuscitated with CPR. Air transport was not available due to the storm, so both people were transported by ambulance to a hospital in Flagstaff. The woman is reported to be in stable condition at a regional burn center. 2 other people were treated at the Grand Canyon Clinic for lightning splash injuries. Lightning splash is a term used to describe a phenomenon where lightning jumps from one object to another or to a person. Grand Canyon National Park officials are reminding people to seek shelter during lightning storms and that lightning can strike 2 separate locations up to 10 miles apart at the same time. Following an increase in the number of calls for dog rescues, Colorado rescue teams are asking people to use good judgment before taking their pets on difficult hikes. Dogs have had to be rescued after experiencing torn paws and exhaustion following hikes that were too difficult for the animal recently, multiple times this year, actually. Charles Pittman, mission coordinator with Summit County Rescue Group, said the dog will follow you for as long as he or she possibly can until they literally fall over from exhaustion. Also said people need to take a long, hard look at whether the trail they're hiking is really appropriate to take their pet on. It is really sad to see these dogs in that state. And Google Maps is taking heat for apparently recommending hiking routes that, according to experienced hikers and climbers, could prove fatal. Questionable route suggestions in Scotland and the British Isles have recently been flagged as particularly concerning. GPS and Google Maps are indeed great tools, but it's also always a good idea to consult trusted sources for information to be sure that software suggestions are really the best option. In particular, in Colorado, I've seen some terrible directions where Google Maps and Garmin both will take you down roads that are not passable. So it's always a good idea to double check your route and make sure the software isn't sending you into a death trap. And an Oklahoma man who was found guilty of illegal guiding in Yellowstone National Park earlier this year has been sentenced. Theodore Garland, age 60, of Edmond, Oklahoma, was sentenced on July 2nd for 7 counts of illegal activities and violations within Yellowstone National Park. Garland had a social media page, a podcast, and a guidebook that contained photos and posts about his guided tours in Yellowstone National Park. These activities violated closure and other park regulations and reportedly encouraged visitors to also violate closures and regulations. Examples of Garland's reported violations include trespassing on thermal grounds, violating swimming closures and cliff jumping, disturbing wildlife, and creating hot pots in rivers. Garland was originally charged with 15 counts, but was found guilty of 7 during a trial in April. Garland was sentenced to 7 days in jail, $600 in fees and fines, a payment of $500 to Yellowstone Forever Geological Resource Fund, 5 years of probation, and was banned from Yellowstone National Park for the remainder of 2021. Additionally, Garland will be required to write an introduction or foreword to his guidebook, communicating respect for the park and removing references to illegal activity. Well, don't forget, travelers, please send me links to stories that you think might be of interest. You can email those to me at robert.witham@gmail.com. Thank you to those who have already shared news and links. And also, don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel, Meanderings, for short, relaxing videos featuring some of the best scenery I encounter during my travels. And thanks for joining me in this episode of Travel News for Nomads.